So we had the latest Predator movie to hit theaters with Predator Badlands, and I gotta say, before going into this movie and hearing about how the Predator, the Yapcha character, was going to be at the forefront of this movie, I definitely was a little skeptical. One of the things I was really kind of worried about was that this was going to kind of take away from the mystique, kind of demystify the whole character of, Predator of the Yapcha race. And in a way, it kind of does that in this movie, but it doesn't take away from how badass this character really is. And it's something that they do with our main Predator character of Deck is that in a way they humanize him in this movie. They make you sympathize with this character a little bit due to events that happen within this movie. And you go on this journey with them. It basically plays out like an underdog type of story to where he's going on his journey to regain his honor, to prove himself to some of the other clan members. And within this movie, he's referred to as the runt of the clan. And you can visually see that on screen as he is significantly smaller than some of the other Predator Yapcha characters. With his characterization in this movie, he comes across as stoic and kind of rough around the edges, but by the time the movie is done, you can see how he kind of comes around on some certain things. And with the way that this movie plays out, it almost acts as a role reversal for our main character of Deck, as you've seen in other Predator movies to where humans had to basically learn their environment, they had to outsmart the Predator. Deck is pretty much like that role reversal in this movie to where he has to learn his environment and be able to outsmart to take on the antagonist. And I very much like this world that Deck is thrust into to where pretty much everything feels like it's trying to kill him. And he has to survive. The animals, the creatures are trying to kill him. The floral life is trying to kill him. In a way, they're just able to immerse you into this world. Like, it just looks visually stunning on screen. When it comes to the character that Elle Fanning is playing, where she plays a Weyland Yutani synth, she acts more as the comedic relief of the movie. And especially with this movie going on throughout the whole Predator franchise, this is definitely a movie that's more comedic in a way. And it's very interesting how this whole dynamic between these two characters of Deck and Elle Fanning's character play out throughout the movie. Like, it's an interesting dynamic going on. Like, it feels like it shouldn't work, but somehow it does work within the movie. And basically, the way what this movie plays out with the journey that they go on, it acts as like a buddy road trip in a way. In this movie, we also get our token creature character going on in this movie. And a lot of kids were in my theater and they were actually laughing at this creature going on. So it's definitely going to appeal to younger audience and kids. And when it comes to the role of Weyland Yutani in this movie, they are very much how you would expect them to be, where their main objective is research, study, and recover specimens. And they do play an antagonistic type of role in the latter half of the movie. And I know some fans are probably concerned with the PG-13 rating going on and not being rated R. But with it being PG-13, it does not deter from their R rating, to where we still get some great action scenes, badass action scenes, I gotta say. We still get some blood and gore going on, but it's from the creatures and aliens of the planet. There's still a sense of brutality with this movie. So no worries there. Now I can definitely see how this movie might divide some Predator fans out there, as maybe they don't want a Predator at the forefront of a movie. Maybe they don't want, the Predator to be, in a way, humanized in the movie. As for me, being a Predator fan, I did actually enjoy this movie. Still a lot of great action going on. Getting this whole journey that Deck goes on, basically acting as an underdog type of story. A little comedy thrown in there. And just a little FYI, there is a mid-credit scene that happens within the movie. It comes up pretty quick though. It's not like you have to wait for it or anything like that. At the very end, the title card pops up, and then a couple seconds later, it goes into the mid-credit scene. So no long wait there. But honestly, overall, I did enjoy this movie. I think it's definitely going to be one of my favorites when it comes to the Predator franchise. And I just like the way that Dan Trachtenberg and the rest of the team is doing these Predator movies. The last three that we gotten so far were like Prey, Killer of Killers, and now Predator Badlands. The Dan Trachtenberg and his team have done a great job with this whole three movies that we've gotten and revitalizing the Predator franchise also. After watching this movie and watching all the other previous movies, this is definitely getting me more excited for the future of the Predator franchise, and it's looking very bright and looking up towards the future of the Predator franchise. So honestly, here's to looking forward to maybe getting a sequel to Predator Badlands and some other great Predator movies in the future.